Welcome to
Succeed Even If. I'm Tom Marcoux.
And I'm Johanna McLeod.
This is going to be a fun episode. It's really essential to what I do. I'm Tom Marcoux, the communications sage and the spoken word strategist. And we're talking about how to radiate confidence and close sales. Johanna, I have a question for you. So when you've had to sell something, what's been a tough thing?
When they don't think that they have enough money to purchase what I'm selling.
I'm with you. It's called the dreaded money objection. Now, what we find out is that if something is really going to solve their problem, if it's going to save them money or stop them from having pain or stop them from losing energy so that they have more energy to just do more of what they do in their life, they can afford it. But they're not convinced. Mm-hmm. They have an interest because they're talking with you.
Yes.
But they're not convinced that it's worth the investment. Mm-hmm. Because when we really want something, we will make the sacrifice. We will let go of something or we'll postpone something if we feel that this is really going to alleviate pain. And in fact, one of the most powerful things is FOMO.
That's the fear of missing out.
Exactly. And that's more powerful than benefits. People walk past benefits all the time. But if they're afraid of missing out, if they're afraid that they're going to regret something, or if they're going to have something that causes them pain continue and blocks them and makes them miss out.
So don't miss out on the rest of this episode.
Excellent. Yes. Thank you for that. So we're going to talk about how do you radiate real confidence and close those sales. And it's real. So our word is real. And we begin with the idea of L of real, which is listen to inspire trust. Now, the thing about inspiring trust, how do you get people to tell you what's important to them so that you can do the listening? And what's important is you reflect their feelings, because then they can trust you, because then they know you're paying attention.
So you want us to pay attention to you?
Yes, indeed. Well done. Yes. And all we would need to add on to that would be if I said, yeah, when I'm expressing things and I'm helping people and I'm seeing people nod and smile and be with me when I'm in front of 800 people, or I'm at the Corporation Innovation Summit in Thailand and people are with me, I feel really good. Then
so you feel really good, Tom.
That's reflecting feelings. That's how you do it. You say, it sounds like you feel really good when you're in front of an audience, like at Corporate Innovation Summit. That's what you use to reflect feelings. That's the R of real. And that's our special word here. Real, for real confidence, is reflect feelings. And the way you reflect is by saying, it sounds like. It sounds like you feel good when you're in front of an audience. It sounds like you feel good when someone listens to you. And I certainly feel good around you, Johanna, because you listen to me plenty. And thank you.
Well, ditto.
Oh, thank you so much. So E of real is engage your confidence toolkit. And we're actually talking about something that I did express in New Zealand, and also I did express at Corporation Innovation Summit in Thailand, which is confidence is not comfort. Confidence is a toolkit, and you work it.
Work it, baby.
Well, that's what we're doing right now. So what are those tools? We already shared one of the tools. One of the tools is to reflect feelings. And how do you do that? You say, it sounds like you feel good when, or it sounds like that was frustrating, or it sounds like you felt disappointed. This is how you reflect feelings. Now, the other thing we want to do to get to those feelings is use another part of your confidence toolkit, which is to A, ask specific questions.
So what questions would you like to ask?
Thank you. Yes. The question that I would like to ask is something that incorporates what I heard already the person to say. For example, if you just say, hey, so how are you doing? It's too general. In fact, that's something that you taught me, Johanna, about that don't just use a general question. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, how you doing? Or how's it going for you? That's not it. But if you actually get real specific, and I can be specific by saying, so how's your cat Gertrude after the surgery?
Basically, the reason why is that when you're reflecting something personal, it's you're paying attention to them.
And the more specific you are,
the more you're paying attention.
And showing that you care.
That's correct.
Because you listened. Mm-hmm. And that's really powerful. So just a quick summary of what we've talked about so far. We reflect feelings, R. E, engage your confidence toolkit, which is what we're talking about, all the tools that you use. And then we ask specific questions. That's the A of real. And then finally, L is listen to inspire trust. Now, there's something I want to add to this. A lot of people think that to close sales, you have to be really clever and perfect with your words. And what we need you to be is fluid and in the moment and know the principles and rehearse before you're in the sales situation. Now, I've been in a situation where I would, in one work session, close 15 sales of memberships. And the way I do that is that I use the right words and I use few words. I speak less and I do more listening. And at the same time, if you put in too many ideas or details, then you make it too complex and it's harder for a person just to say yes to you. By the way, that's my favorite phrase.
Somebody saying yes to you?
Well, that's good. Yes. And also my website is getthebigyes.com. I'll say that again. Get the Big Yes. In fact, while we're at it, let me just offer this to our listeners. You can go to getthebigyes.com/yes and apply to get a coaching session with me. That is a hidden breakthrough strategy session with me. A hidden breakthrough strategy session with me when you apply for the very limited number of slots. Side note, that's a FOMO, fear of missing out. But it's true because I'm really busy.
That's right.
And I only have just a couple of slots open for even taking on a new coaching client or even doing one of these free sessions, hidden breakthrough strategy session, where a person gets the ability to see things and we come up with an action plan. So you have action steps by the time we complete that free hidden breakthrough strategy session.
I know it's really helped me.
I'm so glad to hear that. So as we come to a close here, I want to emphasize one more detail, which is we transform an objection, like the money objection we talked about at the very beginning. We transform it by not hitting straight on, pushing against. What you do is you tell a story. So if someone is talking about, oh, I don't think I have enough money for that, you can say, you know, I'm with you. Because one of my clients, Susan, she was in a similar situation, but she realized that the value was so important that she could postpone a couple of expenses and expand her income by working with me as her coach. The coaching paid for itself many times over. Sometimes I've even had to share this idea when talking about stuff that I had a client who actually liquidated their silver so that they could work with me as their coach.
And they did get a lot out of it, I remember.
Absolutely. In fact, that person said, working with Tom for 10 days, I got more done than working with other coaches for 2 years. Working with me for 10 days with way more value than other coaches in 2 years. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And
I believe it too.
Well, thank you. And the point is, it's believable because it's true, it's a testimonial, and it's a story, and I'm not pushing directly against somebody's money objection. I'm actually transforming the situation to help them have courage. You see, when you are inviting someone to engage your services, get a new customer or a new client, what you're doing is you're helping them transform out of lukewarm, mild interest into courage, and that transformation happens through story. So, Johanna, I'm curious, what are you going to keep from our conversation?
FOMO.
Right, which is important. If you show in a story that a person could avoid missing out by engaging your services, then that's part of the transformation experience. And that's how you can radiate confidence, because you rehearse these things, you develop your confidence toolkit with all these different tools in that confidence toolkit, and then you feel confident, and then your confidence is contagious and it goes to the person so that they can say yes to you. Thank you, Johanna.
Thank you, Tom. This broadcast is brought to you by Tom's 8 courses on Udemy.com.
Yes, that's UDEMY.com. I teach courses in confidence, film directing, novel writing, and more.
Click to subscribe to this channel.
And you'll support me, Johanna, and our message.
And go to Amazon for Tom's 50-plus books.
And connect with me at my website, getthebigyes.com. Many great moments to you.
Catch you next time.